Your stories, your take on the hot topics shaping our city and nation. We want to hear from you.
The president is aware that we have a security problem here.
I don't know which area you stay in Lagos. There is no light again. No. These investors, I don't know hearing that there is no light in Nigeria.
Whether somebody loots or somebody will not loot, a lot of things will happen.
Why is Tinubu doing this to us?
Join Kofi Bartels for engaging debates, expert insights, and your voice at the heart of every discussion. Don't just listen, participate. Tune in and be part of the conversation. Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Okay, we're back with the Morning Crossfire right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Oh, yes. Yesterday, my oh my, it was drama extraordinaire at the Lagos State House of Assembly.
Administration of oath of the office of the Speaker on Honorable Mr. Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa as the Speaker of the 10th House of Assembly. He has elected to swear on the Holy Quran. I,
Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa, solemnly swear that in the service of the state as the Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly, I will be faithful, bearing true allegiance to Lagos State of Nigeria at all times. I will not discriminate on the basis of religion, tribe, cause, status, or practice practice of any form of partiality in the performance of my official duties. I will always perform my official duties diligently and efficiently. I will not engage or be involved in any activities in conflict, either directly or indirectly, with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as Cameroon. I will, in the performance of my official duties, ensure and expose corruption in any of its traces in and outside the public service.
Okay, let's leave it at that. I'm sure you all know what's been happening and introduce our guest this morning. We're joined by constitutional lawyer and public affairs analyst Liborous Oshoma. As we look at the Lagos State House of Assembly U-turn, Barrister, good morning to you. Sorry, I'm just going to mute the feed from the Lagos Assembly. Yes, Barrister, good morning to you. It's good to see you. Happy New Year. I don't think we've had you.
Yeah, Kofi, Happy New Year. Yes, we've not had a chat this year. Yes. Yeah, good morning.
You've been permitted to use the word in the trenches of Nigerian political discourse and analysis. You've been in the legal profession for all these years. Have you seen anything like what happened yesterday at the Lagos State House of Assembly? A speaker was impeached. His deputy was elected speaker. 49 days later, the impeached speaker was re-elected, and the elected deputy who became speaker was re-elected as deputy for the second time. Have you seen anything like this before?
Kofi, I can't readily remember, but I can tell you that most of the things happening in this political dispensation are things that we have never seen anywhere. We have not even seen in this country before. And that some of the forefathers of our democratic practice, talking about the First Republic now, sometimes if they were alive today to see some of the happenings in the country, you know, they would wonder if truly this is democracy. But be that as it may, they always have their name for whatever they call this, and it's one of those things. And I think no matter the arrangement that they have, which I will soon come into, it's this decision should have been they should have waited for or allowed the members to take the decision that they have taken, so that they don't look puppetry in the eye of the public. Even though you will say that some of them also, came in through processes like this, come and go process, and so it's easy to be detected to. But as collective representative of the people, one is expected to believe that, they should truly carry the voice and the wishes and aspirations of the people. But what we see now is that, there are some strings being pulling from behind the back doors.
Interesting.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And those strings makes the system look make a mockery of the system. It makes it look like alawada, what Yorubas call alawada, comical. So that's why you are wondering if this has ever happened before. But the next question you will quickly answer yourself is, in all of this while, Obasa has insisted that he remains the speaker, he was not removed.
Yeah.
If he wasn't removed, then why was he re-elected? You ask the question. If the man believes that he wasn't removed, then there was no need for all of those ceremonies that we saw yesterday, taking a vote to renominate him and then re-elect him and then swear him in, if he wasn't removed in the first place.
Interesting. Very interesting. We'll come to that. And for our listeners, once again, you're welcome. It's still the Morning Crossfire. My name is Kofi Bartels, and you're hearing our guest, Liborous Oshoma. Your thoughts are welcome on the number 0201-277-0993. And we have 0201-465-7190. 0201-465-7190. Also streaming live online on Facebook and on YouTube. So please head to our pages there. You can watch it live and you can drop your comments as well as on the X post, the X handle at Nigeria Info FM. Today is meant to be, I think, the 50th day, if not the 50th day of the Lagos State House of Assembly crisis. And it's been drama after drama. Yesterday was the 49th day, and what happened. Like you heard, Obasa is back, is what one of his supporters said when he stormed the House of Assembly last week, and indeed he is back. Liborous, Obasa has always maintained that he was not removed following due process. I've gone through the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 99 as amended, as you lawyers call it, and I haven't seen anywhere that clearly stipulates what needs to happen for a speaker of a state legislature to be removed, apart from saying that a quorum must be formed. Also, the Constitution states in that same chapter that when the speaker is not present, the deputy speaker shall sit in his or her stead. When the deputy speaker is not present, then the members shall elect a member to preside over, sitting. So, sir, please help us understand all this.
Yeah, Obasa's claim had not been hinged on the provisions of the Constitution. From his processes in court that I read, his claim had been hinged on the rules of the House. And one began to wonder if the rules of the House supersede the provisions of the Constitution, even though they are made pursuant to the provisions of the Constitution. And his argument had always been that the House was adjourned, and that the Speaker having adjourned the sitting of the House, it is only the Speaker that can reconvene the House, and that he was not around and he did not reconvene the House before he was impeached. But also, that's not true. The Speaker, how about a situation where the Speaker is high-handed and then the Speaker decides to, just lock the House and throw away the key and walk away? Does that mean that the business of the House will not be conducted? The members by two-thirds majority can reconvene, can ask the Deputy Speaker to reconvene the House if there's an emergency.
Based on which statute can they do that?
By the same rules that he's
the
citing.
standard rules of the Lagos State House of Assembly.
Yes.
Do you have a copy? Do you have a copy? Because I'd like to look at it.
No, the copy is not here. But
okay. I've been looking everywhere for it. Yeah.
Are we saying these are rules that are only known, that only you have to be lucky to get a copy, just like the Sinister and House of Reps standing rules. So, but be that as it may, are we saying, I want to ask a hypothetical question. So a situation where a speaker is incapacitated, does that mean that the House cannot be reconvened? So it is commonsensical to say that Obasa's position is absolutely not correct. That was why I would have expected him to exhaust the the matter in court. So let's see how the court will interpret it. And because one of the provisions of the Constitution, that which the one you cited, which is section 92, subsection 2, paragraph
C,
that states clearly that the Speaker shall vacate his office if he is removed from office by resolution of the House of Assembly by vote of not less than 2/3 majority of the members of the House. So that's clear. That's clearly removed. Whether the word impeachment was used by the media or not, a speaker cannot, does not enjoy that strong legal support to be impeached. Impeachment is even a more stronger process than removal. Removal is just by a vote. Impeachment is a process. So the Constitution does not, the speaker does not enjoy that privileges of, that ties of having to be impeached. It's a removal process. And also, Kofi, to even lay all of this matter to rest, if he was not removed, then why was he re-nominated and re-elected and then re-sworn in? If he wasn't removed, we would have just, the meeting that they alarmed they had, where the peace accord was brokered, so that to remove the shame or the cloak of impeachment over his head, I think on Sunday or so, before now, so that he would, be brought back, re-sworn in, and then he can resign voluntarily. His members, 36 of the members haven't, collectively sworn that they can no longer work with the speaker. So, and then also, those people on the other side haven't argued that the speaker, Miranda, which is the former speaker now, and the governor cannot come from the same senatorial zone, which is Lagos Central in this instance. And so on that note, they will learn that a peace accord was reached to re-elect Obasa and then, reconvene the House subsequently where he would resign, and then a new speaker from Lagos to West will emerge. And so I want to also salute, while you salute the courage of the former speaker for being honorable and, you saw the way his members eulogized her yesterday. And there was something very instructive. A member representing Oshodi Solo said, Madam Speaker, you showed us love. When a politician or a Nigerian says, show me love, you know the meaning of that. So,
what's the meaning? You tell us. What does that mean?
When somebody says, show me love, hunger, it means give me something.
Yeah, okay.
It means that Obasa probably before now had distributed or had democratized poverty among the members, and so which led to the complaint. And so now you have a new speaker that was able to carry everybody along. And so, but what we'll just wait to see what will happen this week, because from what we heard is that Obasa was brought back so that to enable him honorably, step down. So, and I hope that the people that brokered the peace will also prevail on him to honor that gentleman agreement that both parties would.
Interesting. Liborous, hold the thought. Thank you. I'll come back to you. There's a lot to talk about, but please hold the thought while I bring listeners in at this point. I have so many questions to ask you. But you've made a point. You've said that there's a gentleman's agreement from what you've heard. And I know you have it on good account or authority that Obasa is coming in to go. It's like when we say in Nigeria, they go come. I'm coming.
They come.
I'm coming.
They go. They come.
They go. They come.
They go. They come.
Oh, they come, but you they go.
They come. They come. They go. They come.
You say that they come, but in reality, you are going. So how can you say I'm coming, but you are going?
Yes.
So Obasa has come, but in reality, he's going. That's what you are saying.
Yes.
All right. So some people are angry, some people are upset, some people are happy. Supporters of Obasa are happy. They feel that their man is back. He wasn't treated well. He was not removed following due process. So his rights has been restored. His privileges have been restored. His position has been restored. And what you're saying is that they should not be too happy, because that happiness has an expiry date, sort of.
Yes.
And then you are saying, sorry, sir, you're saying that those who are unhappy and they feel that justice has not been served, democracy is dying, Miranda has been treated unjustly, one man is pulling the strings, that they should not be unhappy because it's just for a short moment, and there's an arrangement for a neutral person to come in to represent to fulfill the zoning arrangement for Lagos West Central District. That's all you're saying, sir.
Yes. That's basically what I'm saying. That to remove the shame that all of this had cost, because in one breath Obasa is saying I was not properly removed. In another breath, the members, 36 of them, are saying you were properly removed. And you also saw that the powers that be at the center, by the center and I mean Abuja, from the police support for Obasa, the DSS consistently inviting the members who insisted on Obasa is gone. It shows that Obasa also enjoys the support of the powers that be.
Okay.
But what is a leader? What is a leader without the supporters? If the majority of the supporters had insisted that the man should go, so they had to work out an arrangement, a more conducive way of going.
All right. So take a bow.
So, exactly. Let him come back and take a bow instead of instead of handing him out as a common thief.
Okay, I'll come back to you, Liborous.
That picture.
Yeah, I'll come back to you. Let's put a stay on the. Okay, we lost that call. I'll ask you. I would like to know what advantage that holds for everyone. But we have a listener here, 99.3. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Kofi Bartels.
Welcome. Your name, location, and contribution, please.
This is Pastor Ladipo.
Welcome.
Calling from Orile in Sarigomo.
All right.
You see, it is now very clear that Lagos State is under a certain kind of arrangee. I believe that when you talk about democracy, I think it's freedom to make choice. Now, if the people had made a choice against your will, what happened for you to allow that to go by? Now, what they are trying to do, they are just making people to believe that the assertion that somebody is in control of Lagos, they are making it that let all of us now see that this is true.
All right.
You remove a man, and the man is insisting with a Gestapo style that he is not going. It tells you the man has something. Is the man holding them in their jugular?
Okay. Thank you very much, Pastor Ladipo. Good to hear
you.
from you. Appreciate you calling in. We have another listener, 99.3. Good morning. Please go straight on your name.
Good morning, my brother. How are you this morning?
Very well, thank you. Straight to your point, please.
Yeah, B.A. Akimbo is my name.
Welcome.
I'm calling from Ojo area.
Mr. Kimbo, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Honestly, Kofi, what happened yesterday has clearly shown that we are not in democracy. And people that claim they have been elected, none of them have independent opinion. And this is why I have always condemned godfatherism. It's not good for our system. Honestly, it's a show of shame what we saw yesterday. And this is clearly showing that we are simply in an autocracy, not democracy at all. It's a shame, and all of them should be ashamed of themselves. This is not how democracy should be.
All right.
Thank you, and have a lovely day.
Thank you very much for your time. Okay, so condemnation. We are not in a democracy, we are an autocracy. This is not how democracy should be. Liborous, when I come back, we'll talk about democracy in view of what has happened in Lagos State and by extension Nigeria. Oh, I see your cap has the colors of Lagos State, so that's a good one. We'll be right back. Please stay with us till the morning crossfire.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Omo, who got this?
People shaky. Dollar and petrol prices just dey turn on your own. But we for Union Bank don't package 131 million naira for grabs for the Save and Win Pali promo 4. You could be one of our 3 lucky winners to win the grand prize of 5 million naira each and other exciting prizes. To win, save 10,000 naira or more for your Union Bank account and do at least 5 transactions monthly. To open an account, visit unionbankng.com or the nearest branch today. Promo applies to new and existing customers, but terms and conditions dey sha. Union Bank, your simpler, smarter bank.
Foden Consulting presents a one-day exclusive seminar in Lagos, Nigeria on the study options at the prestigious University of Regina in Saskatchewan, Canada, and Red Deer Polytechnic in Alberta, Canada. Date, Saturday the 8th of March 2025. Venue, Redington Hotel, number 42 and 44 Isaac John Street, GRA Ikeja, Lagos. Meet with experts from Canada who will be available from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. to provide you with valuable information. Admission officers will be on hand to assess your international passport, WAEC result, and scratch card for free. Don't miss this opportunity to kickstart your education journey. Register now at www.fodenconsulting.com/registration form or email admin@fodenconsulting.com. For any further inquiries, reach out via WhatsApp or call 0707 7420 032 or +1306 4509 137. See you there.
Are you ready to own your own house? The federal government, through the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, is making it easy for every Nigerian to own a house. The Ministry of Finance Incorporated Real Estate Investment Fund, MREIF, is a 1 trillion naira government-backed initiative designed to provide affordable, long-term mortgage financing for home buyers across Nigeria with low-interest mortgages and repayment periods of up to 20 years. Act now. Visit mreif.arm.com.ng to learn more or email us at mreif@arm.com.ng. The door to home ownership is open. Don't miss this opportunity.
Little body, big moves. Little brain, big learning. Your little child is eager to do big things. Every sachet comes with the nutrients they need every day. Made from natural grains, contains protein and fortified with iron to support their physical growth, learning, and development. So you can fully enjoy your little one's big moments of growth.
Is it okay to make fun of our tooth gap? Let's have a talk. Colgate makes your teeth so strong. Stop cover your mouth. Not to do yanga with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Zero cavities and fresh breath. If you use a Colgate paste. Not to do yanga with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Colgate, #1 oral care brand in the world.
So creamy, so good.
Aisha, why do you have so many tins and sachets of cowbell?
Oh, it's what I plan to share this Ramadan.
My sister, you can start by sharing some with me now.
Oh yeah, take. It's Ramadan after all. In this holy month, share the nourishing goodness of cowbell with friends and family. It contains vitamin B9, Vitarich, and it's so creamy, so good. Ramadan Kareem.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Ramadan, a season to feed the soul and mind. It is the season to share a helping hand in prayer and deeds. A season to share happiness, to put a smile on someone's face, and food another stable. It's the time to share happiness with Golden Penny. Share happiness and nourish families with a range of Golden Penny food products. Ramadan Mubarak from Golden Penny. Golden Penny, home of good foods. Serving happiness, nourishing families.
My ions, please, can't get enough. My ions, please, give it to me now. It go rehydrate you, yeah. Replenish your ions with Pocari Sweat. Rehydrate you faster, easy we observe. Pocari Sweat, give me some more. Pocari Sweat.
Welcome back your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. It's still Lagos State House of Assembly in focus right here on the Morning Crossfire, discussing the story that has been stirring up the corridors of power in our city, Echo, and the Lagos State House of Assembly. It's such a hot topic. It's been stirring debates across the city for some 50 days now. 50 days. Yesterday made it the 49th day of the leadership crisis that has rocked the Lagos State House of Assembly. I keep almost saying River State. That's possibly because we are used to having such things from River State. But this time around it's Lagos State. And Moji Shola Miranda has made history as a state house, not just as the first female speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, but also as a speaker who, a legislature was speaker for 49 days or so. All right. So what do you think about this? For those of you listening, the fact that Obasa, who was impeached, has been re-elected by the same people who impeached him. Is it that they changed their mind? They didn't want Obasa. They said, we no go agree. Obasa must go. Somehow, they went to bed in the night and woke up in the morning, and all of a sudden, all of them decided Obasa was the best man to be the Speaker of the State House of Assembly. Is that what happened? Well, of course, our guest has told us no, but it's a family agreement, an in-house arrangement, a gentleman's agreement that Obasa comes back so that he can be allowed to leave honorably. It's like saying to have a clean record. I don't know what you lawyers call it, Liborous, but when you have a criminal record or you don't have a criminal record and all that. So I was going to ask our guests, but before I do that, the numbers to call 0201-2770-993. What is the purpose? What is the intent? What is the advantage? What is the use of Obasa coming back just to leave? What do you guys think out there? 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190. I was going to argue with you, but before then, Liborous, what do you think is in it for everybody, for Obasa, for the House of Assembly, for Lagosians, that you left, you're coming back just so you can leave honorably? What will that achieve, in your opinion?
First and foremost, what the former living has achieved is that the members, are tired of maybe his high-handedness, his, larger than life attitude to his colleagues and around the political space. That has clearly shown that it's like we can no longer work with this person. And then also being a lawyer boy, certainly from the callers and from all of us, we all also know that somebody is the leader of the party in Lagos and in Nigeria, by extension. Being the leader of the party, and then one of your lawyer boy, had been removed from office, unceremoniously. Certainly, after all said and done, like I said, was the leader without his followers, and if the followers insist that he must go, you find a soft landing, like you said, take a bow. You find a soft landing for such person. So what that means is that toga of impeachment, will no longer be there. That's look, or that toga of remover, your colleagues removed you. And then those colleagues that removed me, they brought me back. I was the one that left on my own. So you still have that last bite. So you have something to be proud of. Yes, I left on my own. I was not removed. So that also will be there.
Okay.
And then lastly, those people who want to, have their will. Let's say those that insist that Miranda must, replace Obasa. At the end of the day, it is the powers that be that will still decide. No, since these people want Miranda, these ones want Obasa, let us have a neutral person. So that at the end of the day, it is a win-win for everybody.
All right.
So I think those are. But let me quickly say this. But at the end of the day, like I said, it makes a puppetry of the whole situation. And like some of the callers have said, including Pastor, that it shows clearly that even though you will say in Nigeria, really, politics in Nigeria, It's always been come and go. But it shows clearly that, somebody is actually pulling the string, and
Right.
The people really do not have a choice.
So what is that Yoruba word you used to describe a puppet show? As a word?
Alawada.
Okay, it's quite funny, but it reminds me of the Muppet Show. We used to watch on TV those days. I used to love the Muppet Show, only for us to realize that somebody was controlling it, back in the day. And then we had Sesame Street. You remember Sesame Street?
Yes.
This is another Sesame Street situation, right?
I remember something. There was this Ghanaian act those days. They used to they go around market. It's like two dummies. They dance with it and they sing "Do Something" before the show. You see, if you're not, if they are behind stage, you think that the dummies are dancing on their own. I don't know that. But it's controlling.
So it's controlling.
Basically, that's a picture. It's paint.
Oh my. Okay.
But it is for. Yeah, it is for the betterment of all of them,
okay.
So that at the end
Liborous,
of the day,
I have an unpopular opinion. Obasa was brought back because those involved know this is unpopular opinion. Those involved know that he was not removed following due process. Now, this is the thinking behind the unpopular opinion, which I'd like you to challenge or respond to. The Constitution is silent on who can call a sitting of the House of Assembly. However, what I know from the different houses of assembly, like you've said, is that each house has its standing, rules, its rules of engagement and what can be done and what cannot be done, and all that. And most of the houses, they have their procedures as to how a sitting will be called, a plenary will be called. I do know that all the houses have their legislative calendar and legislative agenda. I do not know if anybody who is not empowered to call for a sitting, emergency sitting outside the legislative calendar can do so. So the question on my mind I've been asking myself for these days is, was the Lagos State House of Assembly meant to sit on that fateful day when Obasa was removed? I think the answer is no. And please give me just a few seconds so you can respond. Why I say no is because Obasa was not around. He was in town. So obviously they were on holiday or recess. So who called them from the recess? Was it Miranda? Is she or was she empowered by the law? So the law is the law. Was she empowered by the law, being what they've written down as the Lagos State House of Assembly standing rules that they all abide by, to call for plenary when the speaker was not incapacitated, was not sick, and had not been removed? He's still actively working. Yes.
Yeah, Kofi, it is not correct. That position is not correct. But it is good to play the devil's advocate. Here, first and foremost, the speaker is first among equals. That was why I said I would have loved Obasa to exhaust his time in court so that the court would determine one way or the other. The speaker is first among. He is not, he presides over, he just directs, it's like the driver.
But he's a speaker.
In the absence of a driver, the vehicle cannot be parked.
But he wasn't absent. He was not absent.
Kofi,
he was not absent.
You asked me a question. I allowed you to talk when you were talking. Allow me also explain.
All right, go on.
In the absence of a driver, the members can decide to elect a driver. The question you said he wasn't absent was the speaker in the country. The answer is no. And if there is an emergency at that stage and the speaker fails to call reconvene the house, is the speaker greater than the majority of the members? And I have told you by the rules.
Yes.
By the rules.
Yes.
If there is an emergency, the members by two-thirds majority can call on the clerk of the house. It is not even the speaker. It is the clerk of the house that convenes sitting and
do you have? Are you speaking from a point of knowledge of the Lagos State House of Assembly standing rules.
Yes, rules. Yes,
but you said you don't have a copy of the standing rules.
I said I don't have. You said, can I show you the copy here? I said no, I can't.
Okay, but you've seen
but
it.
I have also read the rules.
Okay.
Yes, I have read
and the rules say that anybody can call plenary.
Kofi, are you listening to me at all?
I am.
Are you listening to me?
Go on, Liborous.
Did I tell you anybody?
Okay.
I didn't say anybody.
Okay.
I said two-third majority of the members can write to the speaker to reconvene can write to the clerk of the house to reconvene the house. All of the time that Obasa kept saying he was not properly removed. Did Obasa cite that rule for you? Because he knows that the members by two-third majority can write to the clerk of the house to reconvene the house. And in the absence of a speaker, the deputy speaker, like you have rightly pointed out, will sit. And then the business of the house for that day will be carried out, will be conducted. So are we saying that because the house have a calendar, and so if there is, for example, there is a flood emergency in Lagos, and the speaker and the house needs to reconvene, and then the speaker is nowhere to be found, he cannot be contacted on phone as at that material time. And so members, two-third majority members reconvene by making a request to the clerk of the house. And so, because the speaker was not the one that reconvened the house, and then the sitting of that day was invalidated, is that what you're saying? I am telling you that your position is wrong, clearly wrong. It was not so otherwise. So, what they would have done would have been, okay, allow the court grant accelerated hearing, because it is the court. If in the face of two contending legal issues, is it not the court that determines? He had gone to court and asked for accelerated hearing. Then why, if the according to your position, if that is the correct position, then I think the best way would have been let the court immediately interpret, and then he is brought back. That way, the members are not seen as somebody dictating to them. It is the court that had made the pronouncement, and then the court will, and then everybody will obey and comply with the provisions of the court. But because they know that that matter in court also is dead on arrival, it will not see the light of the day. So the best way was find a political solution to it. It has nothing to do with the fact that they believe that the process of removal was wrong. The process of removal was not wrong, and I stand to be correct.
Okay. Did you also see in the standing rules the procedure for removal of? Did they say anything about the removal of a speaker?
The removal of a speaker, the standing rule, like I told you, Section 102 empowers the House to make rules to regulate its own proceedings. The Constitution has spelled out how a speaker shall be removed. And the Constitution, by virtue of Section 92, says by two-third majority. And what is the two-third majority of 40? Is 25. So any standing rule cannot invalidate that provision of the Constitution. Any standing rule that invalidates that provision, it's not a void. We all know that. Even non-lawyers know that. So how can you be talking about standing rule when the Constitution already spells out how somebody can be removed? We are not talking about how the House can become convened and reconvened. And if you also look at the provisions of Section
95.
No. If you look at not dissolution of the House, if you look at Section 102 that talks about notwithstanding any the House of Assembly may act notwithstanding any vacancy in its members and the presence or participation of any person not entitled to be present or act or to participate in the procedure of the House shall not invalidate such proceedings. Go and read Section 102
of the Constitution.
Section 102. Yes. Then Section 101 was the provisions that give them power to regulate their proceedings. So if you look all of the cumulative reading of all of these sections, let's not just take one section in isolation. A cumulative reading of these sections shows that the Speaker is not meant to be a Superman who the House cannot function without. No, that's not the intent of the law. The intent of the law is that Look,
All
to regulate.
Okay.
To regulate.
I want to read.
business of the-
I want to read this section. You said section 102 says, "A House of Assembly may act notwithstanding any vacancy in its membership, and the presence or participation of any person not entitled to be present, at or to participate in the proceedings of the House. It shall not invalidate such proceedings." So, is this talking about the speakership not being there?
Members. First and foremost, you need to understand that the speaker is a member. Before he cannot be a speaker without a member. For the fact that he was not present in the House does not invalidate the proceedings of the House.
Okay.
He's a member of the House. For the fact that you're a member.
But section 102 is talking about strangers, people who are not.
No, Kofi, you are not a lawyer. Let me explain to you. Read the first paragraph. A House of Assembly may act notwithstanding any vacancy in its membership.
And what does vacancy mean? Vacancy.
Membership.
Yeah, but vacancy is.
If you go further, vacancy in the membership,
are they
can be absent.
Are they talking about absence or vacancy? That's your seat is vacant.
Let me explain further to you.
Please do.
When you are absent from the sitting of the House, your seat for that day. That is why they have sitting arrangements.
But you have not vacated your seat, even if you are absent.
You have not vacated. So if you take it cumulatively, don't just take the word in isolation. You must take it cumulatively. But Kofi, relax.
No, I'm with you.
Allow me to talk. I'm
with you.
Vacancy in that section. Vacancy in that section means that you can be present. You might also. Do you know that sometimes it is not every member of the the House that is present at every proceeding?
All right, let's move on, sir. My understanding.
On that day that you are not, there, your seat is vacant. Also, a member can be removed by court and his seat will be vacant. A member's seat can also be declared vacant. So let us not wait for Constitution to use, because the Constitution is just a guide. It cannot spell out everything. Oh, when you are not around, when the seat is vacant.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Liborous. Sorry to interject here. Sorry, I agree with you, because at the point you said that the standing rules cannot supersede the Constitution, but the Constitution itself has empowered the House to make its own rules to regulate its activities in Section 101.
Yes.
101.
Yes, but to regulate its activities does not mean that regulation will now supersede any area that the Constitution has covered the field.
All right.
In an area where the Constitution has covered the field, if there is a law that conflicts with what the Constitution says in your rules, that law, that rule is null and void.
So what you're saying is that as far as the standing rules of the Lagos State House of Assembly are concerned, and as far as the Constitution is concerned, the members of the House of Assembly can convene an emergency meeting outside the legislative calendar if they need to be, without the presence of the speaker. You know, they can do that. That's it.
The legislative calendar is not cast in stone.
Yes, obviously.
It's a guide. It's a direction.
Obviously.
So if something comes up outside of the legislative calendar, it is the members that they can write. The clerk that draws up a legislative calendar.
Who wrote to the clerk to reconvene this particular? Who writes in this instance? Who writes? Will it be the deputy speaker?
No, Kofi, it is not one person. I've been saying this, not one person. It's a house, and the rule is that two-third majority of the house. Two-third majority, not one person.
No, but you said someone will write to the clerk. So
I didn't say I've never, Kofi, I've never used the word someone. You are the one that keep using someone.
Okay, so
I said no.
But someone will have to communicate with the clerk of the house, reconvene.
Two-third majority of the members.
Okay.
Two-third majority of the members, not one person.
Okay, I want to ask you this, sir. before the two-thirds
two-third majority of the members. Let me give you.
Can I ask you just please?
See, let me explain it to you.
We don't have time. I just want to ask you some questions now. Before the two-thirds majority convene, all right, they have to direct the clerk to initiate the process of reconvening for an emergency sitting. Is that what you're saying?
Kofi, have you ever signed a petition?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever signed a petition?
We have written petitions. Yes.
Okay. When you have a petition signed by 100 people.
Okay, fine. That's what I understand. So all of them. Okay. So this is another question. Now we have a legislative calendar that says we are going on a break for 1 week, for instance. 1 week.
Yes.
We're going to reconvene in 7 days' time. Then something as important as removal of speaker is coming up. You say it's an emergency. I say it's not an emergency. There's nothing emergency about it because nobody's life is involved. Now, in that space of time when you're supposed to be on holiday, the main character here travels. He travels, which means he can't come back. And then somehow the members decide we want to have that meeting before he comes back. Is that not sinister? That's sinister.
See, Kofi, politics is sinister.
Okay.
Politics in itself is sinister. True. That is why they hold meetings at night. So, also, you should also understand that you are leading a group of persons. And if the group of persons feels aggrieved, leave what is emergency to be decided by the court. The court cannot even be deciding what the members term emergency. If they feel that the behavior of a leader warrants removal, they can tag it an emergency because the behavior warrants removal and has brought disrepute to all of them collectively. And then they feel, because they all use sinister move to feel, okay, wait, let him go and sleep. When he goes to bed, we will reconvene and then take a decision that tomorrow, when we get to the house, we will do whatever we have decided to.
All right, and you're okay with that? Okay, it's politics.
So when if you now feel
while he's sleeping,
why Kofi
behind his back?
That is why when you and I are sleeping, that is when they take decisions. That is when they meet. That is why the Constitution did not talk about impeachment. The Constitution did not even say that the Speaker shall be given a right of to hear his side. The Constitution didn't say. It said shall be removed if the members decide by 2/3. The same way they brought him, and that's the same way. If the Constitution has said that, look, you shall, like impeachment procedure spelled out in Section 118. If the Constitution has said you shall serve him a notice and he shall respond within 2 hours or 3 days, then you will say a rule has been violated. The Constitution says the members by 2/3 majority, however they meet, however they decided to do it, whether provided the business of the house was conducted in the placement for the business, and secondly, it was conducted within the time.
When you said we are going on break, and the person you want to remove said, "Okay, we are going on that break. I'm also going on break."
Kofi,
you waited.
Okadibo went on break. In fact, took the maize to his village. And what did they do? Do you know that Obasa said the maize, a fake maize was used? Also, let me even expatiate on that. Even the house rules provide for a maize. But he did not say that the maize shall have official stamp. Any maize to be used shall have official stamp.
Authority.
Or shall have authority. So Okadibo took the maize to his village, allegedly. But eventually, the house reconvened without him.
All right.
Brought another maize and removed him.
Liborous.
So all of these are questions of logic and tactics. How was it used?
Like you said, politics is sin in itself is sinister.
Exactly. So
we have to go. We have to go. But
if you were brought in through a sinister move and you also removed through a sinister move, so be it. It is not about.
I do agree that those who live by the sword should be prepared to die by the sword. Liborous, we have to leave it at that.
No, quickly, Randy, quickly.
We're out of time.
A few seconds. It is not a question of, because he was not properly removed. It was a question of give him soft landing so that he can leave.
Liborous Oshoma, thank you very much. We'll have this conversation again. We appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
At your service.
Take all the bags. Come and secure another bag.
With the Jolly Just Come Welcome offer, BetKing is giving 100 Naira instant sign-up bonus. That's not all. Within 14 days on the app.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.